Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Connor, and today I'm going to go over why my generation, which is Gen Z, and also millennials, are never going to be as successful as earlier generations. Let's get right into it. So, the first reason why my generation and millennials are never going to be as successful is because of instant satisfaction. Okay? So, let's say that we order something online. We expect it to be here in 1 to 2 days. We also expect free shipping, okay? But a while ago, for other generations, if we ordered something off a newspaper or maybe online, we expected it within weeks, if not months, okay? And so this ideology that we have of instant satisfaction and fast results, we use this in our careers and our businesses and everything else, okay? So let's say, for example, you have a business, all right? And you're trying different things. After just a couple weeks into that business, if you're not profitable or you're not doing as well as you expected, a lot of people tend to just give up, and in their heads they're telling themselves like, this model doesn't work, or I'm not cut out to do this. And overall that just, it makes it so much harder to be successful when you're not as patient with stuff, okay? Patience is key. Patience and understanding that you're not going to get results right away, especially the ones that you want. All these people that are really successful online, and not only did that come from Amazon, but it came from a lot of people with the goal of looking successful rather than being successful. And what I mean by that is a lot of people online that we think are super successful, that set the example of what success looks like, they make it look so easy, okay? Especially these course creators and mentors and people that just teach people stuff that they don't even know. Those who can't do teach. And that's one of my favorite quotes, because those people online that are just saying, all you gotta do is this, all you gotta do is work harder, all you gotta do is go for this model, that model is broken, it's too saturated, they don't know what they're talking about. And if they really are successful in what they did, then I can promise you right now, unless they won the lottery, unless they got really, 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 really lucky, which chances are is not going to happen to you, they did not have the fast results that you expect you're going to get. Even with these guys that have these courses or these models that they just teach online, and they just say, all you got to do is this, all you got to do is make cold calls to these people, all you got to do is set up a site that looks like this, just replicate it. If it worked that easy, then everyone would do it. Okay, and a few examples of this is e-commerce, day trading, digital marketing. A lot of people look at these models as super, super easy, okay? And then they think, okay, I just tried it for a few weeks, I just lost a few $100s, and realize that a couple $100s to start a business was absolutely unheard of years ago. Now, I'm not even talking 20 years ago, I'm talking like 10 years ago. Absolutely unheard of. But they put a few weeks, I've even seen people put a few days in it, and they just say like, hey, I must be doing something wrong. But you're not. You just don't understand what it really takes. You don't understand that even if you have the best ads in the world, that these ads are going to take time to perform and to optimize through Facebook or Google or YouTube, whatever you're advertising through. They take time to optimize. It takes time to learn what it really takes to be successful. And one of my favorite ideologies that I have is that people ask, how do you become successful? And then people say, by not failing. How do you not fail? By failing. How do you fail? By trying. And you got to try different things, and you got to keep making an effort. You got to keep working hard past those few weeks or few days and make those mistakes so you can learn from them, and then it will push you forward. Like, one of the best things that you can do is fail. Like, you got to fail, but fail forward. And that's the thing that people need to do. They need to spend more time on their business, whatever they're trying to do, and understand that they're not actually going to get that instant satisfaction. And if there is something that they think is going to happen really fast, it's never going to be worth it. All right. And so the second reason why our generations are never going to be as successful is because of our parents. And that's being 100% truthful, okay? So parents these days, they tend to tell you that you can get whatever you want just because you want it really bad. And then later on, once you get closer to that and you get older, they tell you, okay, that's something that you can't accomplish. That's impossible. That's too hard. Those people got lucky, okay? And those are two types of parents. And there's another type of parent where through school, if a kid hasn't earned the grade, let's say we have so many parents these days that are emailing the teacher saying, oh, my child deserved to have this grade. My child deserved to have this. Or emailing the coaches of the team saying, my kid deserves to play, my kid deserves this trophy or whatever. And then these kids aren't used to it. Like, my mommy's always got my back, my daddy's always got my back. And then they go out into the real world, and then their mom and dad can't get them the job. Their mom and dad can't get them the grade once they're actually in college. Their mom and dad can't be there to support them and tell them, like, this is what you got to do, because they're used to just sending the email. Used to just sending the email and then telling you were right. But the truth is that everything happens because of you. If you didn't get the grade, it's because you didn't earn it. And sometimes it gets unfair. Maybe you have to have a better relationship with your teacher. Maybe you were disrespectful to them. They didn't give you the grade. But all in all, it's your fault. Maybe you deserved to play, but kids had more chemistry when you weren't playing. And so communication skills were better when you weren't playing. That's something, and you got to learn that, because it's not all going to be fair in the real world. They're not always going to go off who finished with the highest GPA in college, who finished with the highest GPA in high school, who got the most awards. It might just be someone that you get along with. And the person that you know that ends up getting the really cool job, maybe they just had a connection. Okay? And like I said, I've been on the grades a lot, but also parents tell you that it's impossible to do this. And parents tell you, okay, if it's impossible to start an online business to make all this money. It's impossible to be successful without going to college. A lot of parents believe that. It's impossible to make this much money before this age because you have to finish college and you have to get this job and you have to go to this level and you have to go to this level and you have to follow this path. And actually, starting now, I'm not going to be able to help you anymore. So that's why kids get so lost. They don't understand what the real world is like. They don't really understand the opportunity that's at hand for them, but they don't understand how to hold themselves accountable in the same way. Okay, so if I didn't say that clearly, they don't understand what it's really like to earn the grade, to earn the position, to earn the money, because their parents are walking them through things. And at the same time, they're telling you that you can't go for this. Maybe they don't think that it's possible for you to start a business, because a lot of people are doing it. Maybe a lot of parents like to carry on their failures to their kids. Okay, so a lot of parents, maybe they try to start a business, maybe they try to do something that didn't work for them. So then maybe they don't have the intentions of making you fail, but they're gonna bring that failure onto you. Reason number 3 why my generation is not gonna be as successful is because of coping skills. Okay, my generation has really, really, really bad coping skills. Okay, so depression's high. People just don't know how to deal with things. People get their phone taken away and it's the end of the world. People get a bad grade on the test and they think that they're never going to have a career. People have no coping skills. People also make no time for themselves to be creative. Okay, so when you're going on your phone every single time that you're bored, you're never giving yourself the chance to really look around you and look for opportunities to create things, because your phone's always on your screen. And a lot of you guys watching this aren't even doing productive things on your phone. Like, you really have to find time to meditate. If you don't want to do that, then just like take a walk. Think of problems to solve. Figure out what you really want to do, not what your parents want to do, because you're always going to be upset with your parents if you follow what they say and it doesn't work out for you. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to put myself out there, I'm going to do this. If it doesn't work, at least I know I'll try. I promise you will be a lot happier. And I promise you that regret is painful. Regret's really painful. So if you're missing out and throwing things away just because your parents say to do it because they're scared for you or they had a failure, then you're really just ruining it and you don't know how to cope with it, because your coping skills to go to your phone. Okay, so a lot of adults, when they have problems, they go to drugs, they go to alcohol, they go to all this stuff that kind of numbs the pain, that kind of makes it like, okay, I made this mistake, this horrible thing happened, but let me just take this and I'll feel better. Okay, and that's the same thing with your phone. A lot of people have a bad thing happen to them, and then the first thing that they do is reach for their pocket. So many people at meetings or at school or at different events, I remember in school, like, every single person has their phone face up. And if it's not face up, it's face down. And if a teacher says, "Oh, put your phone away," they're like, "I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it." But whenever it buzzes, they flip it over and they're looking at their phone. No one really has real focus. No one really knows how to cope with things. No one knows, okay, this is boring, but I'm still going to push through it, and I'm going to try to find some interest in it. No one knows how to do that because they always have their phones, okay? And so it's essentially handing your kid the key to your alcohol cabinet. So when when parents, like I just said, when adults have problems, they're going to go to drugs, they're going to go to alcohol when they're really trying to cope with it in the wrong way. And we're doing the same thing. We're getting that dopamine release. Adults get dopamine release when they go to drugs or alcohol. My generation gets dopamine when they go to their phone. Okay? So that's the third reason. It's coping skills. It's not being able to deal with things. So to summarize this video, the 3 reasons why my generation and millennials are never going to be as successful as earlier generations is because 1, instant satisfaction. Okay? We expect results fast. If we don't get those results, it just doesn't work. Number 2, parents. Okay? We're used to them holding our hands. We're used to them telling us that we can get whatever we want just because we want it. And also telling us that if we try these things that a lot of people aren't doing, that isn't within like college standards or doesn't involve going to college, then it just doesn't work. Maybe they failed, but they're bringing that failure onto you. And then number 3, coping skills. A lot of people don't know how to deal with stress. They don't know how to deal with worries. They don't know how to deal with problems. And so they turn to their phone. They turn to other things. They never really know how to be creative and use boredom to their advantage. All right? Thanks for watching this video. I'm going to be uploading every single week. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram. And yeah, turn on that notifications bell so you can see my next video. And thanks for watching.